Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Yeah, I saw a comment on the internet today where it was like, or no, it was on your fucking video, where you were going through Joe Rogan's like physique gut, and someone in the comments was like, the way Joe Rogan looks here is how Alex Jones thinks he looks. And I was like, that is a high IQ comment, sir.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's an interesting thing, right? Because a lot of people look at Joe Rogan's like atypical body shape and say like, oh, look at that atypical body shape. What a terrible thing. And it's like, aha. But you're comparing it to like some ideal body shape. I want to know the alternate, no HGH, no testosterone version of Joe Rogan. He might be pudgy and skinny and a downgrade from where he is now.
Yeah,
he was a good-looking guy in the 90s.
He's self-admittedly on TRT, HGH, and thyroid. So it obviously significantly plays a role in him maintaining his muscle today.
I think he's the best him he can be. I think he's the best him he can be. And I think it's a good look. And I think those pictures were like he even said, he's like, I'd gotten heavy right there. And then he went on like that carnivore diet and he lost like 19 pounds in a month or something like that. And I don't think he looks like that on the daily.
No, yeah. I think he has autoimmune issues too with some of the food he was eating. And I think that's what largely influenced the gut distension.
Inflammation.
Yeah, so like when you have a garbage cheat meal, I'm sure you've noticed your stomach, even though you're not any fatter 10 seconds or like 20 minutes after eating a meal than you were, 20 minutes before the meal. But now all of a sudden your stomach is like out the fucking here, whereas prior it was, flat. So I think a lot of it had to do with just his food choices too. And I've been considering doing like a follow-up video on that because some of it I feel like I might have highlighted a bit too in favor of the growth hormone rather than highlighting the diet portion itself. But
what is it? Did he? I'm not familiar. Did he say like a special diet he was eating prior to that? Or
no, I was just having tons of carbs and not being like tight on his regimen and whatnot. And then after, when you go carnivore, you're having no carbs at all, so you instantly drop all that water that glycogen holds or all the carbs hold in the muscle. So you instantly lose like 8 pounds of water weight. So obviously that is like in itself going to be pretty significant in your body composition. And then on top of that, you're having the most autoimmune friendly version of food you could have, basically. Like pretty much anyone who does really well on this carnivore diet seems to be somebody who reacts heavily to something like, I don't know, dairy or, gluten or whatever. And then they do this thing and all of a sudden they have no bloating issues anymore. And no, their eczema clears up. I think he even said he had a vitiligo or something and it started to get better once he did the carnivore. So obviously he had some sort of existing autoimmune issues that were getting exacerbated by his diet prior.
That can't possibly be a good diet to be on, right? Like I trust but like, just eating nothing but meat. Like, what do you take? Like one a day vitamins to try and get some nutrients? Like, what do you? There's no way eating chicken every day can be okay.
If you do it the way some of the people do it in this like space that sort of make it a fad, then you're going to end up micronutrient deficient down the line. Like if you just have a steak, like every meal just steak. But if you do like you have like the bone broth and you have all like the actual gelatinous parts of the animal, then you can get a lot of the micronutrients that you'd otherwise be missing. And I'm not going to say you can do it long term because it's not like there's really any data to support it, but it's certainly interesting and a lot of people seem to do well on it. And I think if you're going to do it, the healthier way to do it is it's basically called like nose to tail carnivore. So you eat like everything rather than just like muscle tissue, which is what most people do. So yeah, if you have like, you'll know, I think I forget what exactly it was. It was like, it's like certain animals, when they kill another animal, they'll go right for like the liver, for example, rather than eating the muscle meat because it's super micronutrient dense. And everyone thinks, oh, I just gotta have a big steak. And it's like, yeah, you get a lot of B vitamins and shit, but you're missing a lot of the stuff that you would otherwise get, like the vitamin A and stuff from the liver. So that's why there's all this, there's like a push for some of the carnivore people to get more to like a healthy version of carnivore. And then there's like the Michaela Peterson and Sean Baker and shit who basically just eat steaks all day.
All right.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.